Alright guys, no, panoorin natin yung pagtatanong po ni Senator Judge Panfilo Ping Lacson. Dito natin malalaman kung gaano kahalaga, kaimportante na makuha yung original na video. Dahil itong original uploader na ito, itong original na nag-livestream ng video na to, napakahalaga yung papel na ginagampanan niya doon sa pag-authenticate ng mga dokumento, mga video. Okay? So in this case, mga kaibigan, during the press conference po kasi ni Vice President Sara Duterte, ang nag-livestream, no? Doon sa sinabi po ni VP Sara Duterte na huwag kang mag-alala ma'am, may nakausap na akong tao. Okay? So yung video na yon, mga kaibigan, ang nag-livestream po ay si dating spokesperson Harry Roque. Okay? Ngayon, ibig sabihin dito, kung ipapa-authenticate yung video na yan, si dating spokesperson po yung pwedeng mag-authenticate. Pangalawa, kung sino po yung mga tao sa paligid ni Vice President Sara Duterte, yung mga audience po niya na nandoroon sa lugar kung saan ay nag-press conference si VP Sara Duterte, yun po ang pwedeng kausapin to authenticate the originality of the video. Okay? Si Princess Maui, sino ba yun? Sino pa yung mga nandoon sa area na yun, sa venue na yun, habang ginaganap po ang press conference ni VP Sara Duterte. Pangatlo na pwedeng mag-authenticate, it's the Facebook mismo. Sapagkat merong pong record ang Facebook kung sino nga ba talaga ang may-ari ng live stream na yon. Okay? Pwede nilang kunin, pwede nilang i-preserve yung original na nag-upload, original na nag-live stream doon sa video na yon. Kasi base doon sa napakinggan natin na sagot nitong si NBI Senior Agent Kalilong, yung video na kanyang kinuha ay galing po sa Facebook. Okay? Therefore, questionable yung originality ng video. It is vulnerable to modification, alterations, edits, at iba pang mga kung ano-ano pong pagbabago doon sa video. Dahil ang video po ay nagpasalin-salin na sa iba't ibang mga tao, sa iba't ibang mga creators ng Facebook. So hindi na natin malalaman ngayon kung yung video na yon ay na-altered na, napalitan na, na-modify na dahil meron tayo ngayong mga AI software. Okay? Yan po ang dahilan kung bakit kailangang malaman ang original. And syempre, kung ano po yung subscribe tools, gadgets, devices, software ng NBI pagdating po sa pag-iimbestiga ng mga dokumento, pagdating po doon sa kanilang forensic expertise. Meron pong mga suppliers, may mga vendors po yan na kinakailangan sila po ay i-train kung paano gamitin yung tools. At isa po dyan ang MaxCore Ventures. Ang MaxCore Ventures ay nagtitinda, no? Nagpo-provide ng mga IT solutions ng NBI na ginagamit ng NBI. Pagdating sa surveillance, meron silang mga CCTV, meron silang mga cameras, and so on so forth. Pagdating po sa pag-iimbestiga ng mga dokumento and so on so forth, mayroon pong device, meron pong mga tools ang MaxCore. May mga software po sila, okay, na ginagamit. At dahil nga mayroong software ang MaxCore, meron tamang-tama lamang po, natural lamang po na magkaroon po sila ng partnership with the NBI. Dahil hindi po pwede na gumamit ng software, gamitin po ng NBI yung tools, devices na pag-aari ng MaxCore kung hindi sila tuturuan kung paano gamitin yung tools. And therefore, yung training na dinaluhan po for 2 weeks ni NBI Senior Agent John Mark Calilong ay training po ito kung paano gamitin yung mga devices na yan, yung mga tools na yan, yung mga software na yan. Yun po yung training kung paano gamitin. Pero when it comes to forensic training, kung paano nga ba iniimbestigahan, ina-assess, nire-review ang mga dokumento at any other online media sources and evidences, dapat pong ipakita ni John Mark Calilong kung gaano siya dito ka-expert. Dito po niya dapat ipakita ano ba yung kanyang diploma pagdating sa investigative processes. Dito po niya dapat ipakita kung gaano siya kahusay pagdating sa forensic review, video analysis, etc. etc. Para bagang mas mahusay pa, no? Kumbaga, para mas maipakita niya yung kanyang credibility at pagiging skilled pagdating po sa forensic reviews and assessment or evaluation or investigation. Dapat meron po siyang school credentials. Dapat meron po siyang maipakikita na TESDA certification. Dahil doon po itinuturo kung meron man po sa TESDA na kurso na related po sa forensic analysis. So dapat yun po yung ipakita natin. Yun po yung dapat makita natin. Kaso po ang nangyayari, itong mga dilawan and pinklawan na ito, hindi po nila naiintindihan yung dahilan kung bakit kailangang malaman kung sino yung uploader at bakit kailangang malaman kung yung ginamit ba niyang ebidensya ay coming from the original uploader ng live stream. No? Meron po nagko-comment, kung hindi po pala OBS ay pwede, ano po pala ang pwede? Well, pakinggan ninyo itong si Senator Ping Lacson. Guys, no? Panoorin po ninyo.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. Senate President. I have questions para sa ating testigo. Since you are presented here as an expert witness, alam nyo, nagkusur din ako sa digital forensics expert.
Okay. Ang alam po ni Senator Pampilo Lacson, forensic expert. No? Forensic expert itong si Calilong. Okay? Tuloy. Kasi sa bandang huli, sabi ng prosecution ay hindi raw po nila sinabi na forensic expert, kundi competent witness. Alright? Magkaiba po yun, ha?
Para lang makonvince sarili ko. No, my first question is, in this day and age of artificial intelligence, will you agree with me na it is almost impossible to distinguish an AI-generated video from the original? Almost impossible.
Yes, Your Honor, it is hard, Your Honor.
Yeah, very hard, di ba? Very difficult. So, kasi ito, impeachment trial, ano? Kasi sa court, ginagamit talaga yung expert testimony ng digital or computer forensics expert.
Tama.
Now, you may or may not answer this question kung classified, ano? Gusto ko lang malaman, ano ba yung digital forensic tools na ginagamit din sa NBI?
Oh, yan guys.
Currently, I'm not familiar.
Hindi
But
siya
during the
familiar.
time na nandun po ako sa Digital Forensic Laboratory Division, meron kaming NCase Forensic, Celebrite, and Amped Authenticate, sir. Amped Authenticate, sir.
Ang balita ko, yung
Tatlo.
AMP5 or AMP Authenticate, di ba?
Amped Authenticate, sir.
Ito yung ginagamit ninyo. Ito, capable ito na magsagawa ng reverse image, photo or video, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ito ba yung ginamit mo?
For this part, Your Honor, the OBS only, Your Honor.
Alright, so
Bakit hindi
OBS.
ginamit ito?
The duration is too large, Your Honor, the 2 hours. And the Amped Authenticate can only detect if there is a inconsistent FPS, Your Honor.
Yeah, kaya ako tinanong yun dahil una na maraming para magamit sa korte, no? likewise sa impeachment court, may mga requirements, di ba? Sinabi mo kasi, meron kayong open source, di ba?
Yes,
Pero
Your Honor.
ang pinaka-importante, yung chain of custody, of course, yung provenance,
Yes, Your Honor.
yung original na pinanggalingan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ang sabi mo, pinanggalingan lang Facebook.
The Facebook was captured, Your Honor.
So, hindi yun ang original, di ba?
The screen recording is the original itself as to my authentication, sir.
Yeah, and you can attest sa authenticity ng video
Yes, Your Honor.
in spite of not being or not having originated from the original.
Yes, Your Honor. I compared the recorded with the original and ensured that the contents are identical, Your Honor.
Kasi nabanggit mo rin, ginamit mo yung manual comparison simultaneously ng dalawang videos.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero again, I will insist na talagang hindi reliable yung manual. Ito yung sinabi sa akin ng digital forensics expert na nakausap ko. No? Ang pinaka mas importante, makuha mo yung original copy, yun nga, yung provenance, di ba? Para talagang, tapos masundan mo yung sa analysis, gagamitan mo ng tools para malaman mo na talagang authentic yung video. Of course, I'm not here to question the authenticity. I just want to be assured. Dahil, sabi ko nga kanina, pagka sa artificial intelligence, napakahirap talaga. Almost impossible to distinguish it from the original video or yung source.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're competent enough doon sila ginagamit yung forensic tools o forensics tools at yung inyong yung competence mo through your training, no?
In experience, Your Honor.
And experience. Kasi sabi mo nga, you've been with the NBI since 2021, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
And since then, you have appeared in some 20,
At least 30, Your Honor.
30,
Yes, Your
30 court hearings.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Senator Judge Lacson. Senator Judge Cayetano, what is your pleasure?
Just a clarification addressed to the presiding officer.
You may proceed, sir.
Apologies, I don't...
Minutes and 26 seconds. But we cannot use the seconds in our timer, so just look at the clock, sir. Please.
Your Honor, please.
Before we...
Yes,
Ginoong tagapamahala ng hukumang ito, nais ko lamang po sana hingin ang mga credentials ng ating saksi kung paano po lahat ng kanyang certification, lahat upang mapatunayan po natin lahat na
Is ready.
The witness testified to it earlier, but kindly respond to the question of Senator Judge Padilla. Mr. Witness.
I have here, sir, my certifications during the time of my investigation, Your Honor.
Can you, mahaba ba?
I can read, Your Honor.
Mahaba ba? Hindi.
ibigay na lang po siguro sa
Kindly
ating
just submit it to us. Yes, please.
submit na lang po.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If that is okay with Senator Judge Padilla. Thank you, sir. Mr. Calilong, you are excused, sir, and thank you for your time and cooperation with the impeachment court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The presiding officer will just wait for the witness to leave the premises before recognizing Attorney Binlon. Okay, Attorney Binlon, you have 4 minutes and 26 seconds. You may proceed, sir. Thereafter, we will call upon
Alright, so
15
ito
minutes.
guys, no, yung summary, no, ng napanood natin ngayong araw na ito.
In the discourse yesterday, talking about VP Sar's statements during the November 23, 2024 press con, Senator Judge Risa Ontiveros stated, and I quote, "None of these statements are proof that the Vice President actually contracted an assassin or hired one. She is absolutely right." She then asked the question, why are these acts impeachable? To this question, the prosecution responded, "We understand that these statements may not actually 100% prove that she in fact contracted an assassin. End of quote.
Alright. So, ibig sabihin dito guys, no, sinamarize lamang po ni Attorney Binluan yung observation mismo ni Senator Judge Riza Hontiveros. At kinonfirm naman po ng prosecution na totoo, wala sa kanila yung makakapagpatunay. Wala silang nakuha, nahanap na ebidensya na kung saan ay nakipag-usap, kung saan ay mayroong kontrata o kung anumang agreement si VP Sara Duterte doon sa taong inutusan niya na papatayin ang pamilya Marcoses at si Martin Romualdez kapag siya ay pinatay. So, ang hinahanap po dito mismo ni Senator Riza Hontiveros is yung patunay na mayroong kinontrata si Vice President Sara Duterte. And kinonfirm po ito. Inuulit ko, kinonfirm mismo ng prosecution, wala silang nakuhang testigo or ebidensya na related to that person na inutusan ni VP Sara.
Hence, the prosecution admitted that the video does not prove any fact other than its existence. In simple words, there is no proof of any contracting of an assassin. The prosecution's admission before this honorable court made the respondent's position clear. The prosecution has no other competent evidence to prove that VP Sara contracted an assassin. Ang testimonya ni Kalilong, gaya ng iba pang ebidensya kuno ng prosecution, ay hindi sapat para patunayan ang paratang na ito. Trying to prove this stretched narrative using a hodgepodge of materials is a waste of this honorable court's time and the Filipino people's money. Si VP Sara na mismo ang nagsabi na hindi assassin ang kinausap niya. This term only came from people who took her statements out of their proper context and tried to exaggerate them for what they really meant. The truth of the matter is this: she and her family were threatened. And while her response was unconventional, it was justified. What triggered her response was a question about Operation Romanov, which is the plot to eliminate VP Sara and her entire family. The NBI's own records prove this. In the minutes of the meeting of Dempsey Reyes' interview, he said, and I quote, "May press con kasi earlier than that," sabi niya, parang hindi lang niya gusto daw, sabi lang niya gusto daw siyang patayin daw, according to her, ni Speaker. That was during a press conference the day before, November 2022. End of quote. During the virtual press con, Princess Maui mentioned Operation Romanov again and even warned her about her safety. Reyes talked about it, Princess Maui reiterated it, but the NBI gaslighted it. When VP Sara uttered those words, she was not responding as Sara Duterte, the Vice President, but Sara Duterte, the wife, mother, daughter, and sister who only sought to protect her own and her family members' lives. Operation Romanov is in place, and the threat against their lives is real. VP Sara became the target of unauthorized intelligence and surveillance operations by government operatives that exposed her family to high-level risks and security threats, thereby causing intense trauma and uncontrollable fear. Her homes in Davao and Manila were profiled, and this is proven by classified casing reports. Her trusted security personnel were removed. Her schedule of official functions like the one in Naga was leaked by intelligence agents, and her security was heavily compromised. In sum, the prosecution was right in using the term culmination. But the prosecution's interpretation is wrong. Rather, when VP Sara left the administration, she suffered various forms of threats and harassment for many months from the powers that be, and the culmination was her statement on that fateful early morning in November 2024. She didn't commit an impeachable offense. She drew the line in the sand and said, enough is enough. That is the meaning, and that is the context. Finally, as to the alleged grave threats and inciting to sedition, these are defined by their vice penal code and are punishable by prison correctional. Thus, these fall under the jurisdiction of the MTC or first level courts. These charges are not other high crimes as contemplated by the Constitution as grounds for impeachment and are therefore not impeachable. After all, VP Sara was fighting two important battles that day. One against a threat to her family's life, and another against the life of the ordinary Filipino, constantly suffocated by the immense weight of corruption, which she talked about during the press con. She never incited sedition, she merely echoed the voice of ordinary Filipinos. Her message that day only reflected what was already in their hearts and minds. There was no betrayal of public trust. She actually upheld the people's trust as she spoke for and behalf of the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Vidluan. Chair declares the 50th. Senator Judge Bam Aquino, before we declare a recess.
Yes, just a quick manifestation, Mr.
You
President.
may proceed, sir.
Tapos na po tayo sa unang witness. It's taken us maybe a total of 9 hours for the first witness. Ito ho, isang pakiusap sa parehong grupo. Alam ko po may kanya-kanya tayong estilo, may kanya-kanya tayong strategy. But if possible, can we allow the testimonies to be heard? Can we have proceedings that will go straight to the point? Kasi po nanonood ang taong bayan, pati po kaming mga senator judge. Gusto rin ho naming makita itong mga proceedings, yung mga ebidensya na mas madali ring maintindihan. So ito naman po, di ho namin pwede itong idikta sa inyo. But if possible, the succeeding witnesses, and we have a long list, this goes for both parties by the way, let's have proceedings where we can go straight to the point, malaman natin yung puntos ng bawat grupo para makapag-desisyon rin po tayo ng maayos. Ito po this is a plea, no? This is not an order to both parties, but if we can, this is the People's Tribunal, we're watching, everybody's watching, sana po payagan natin na lumabas yung mga katotohanan, lumabas yung mga ebidensya upang maging mas madali at mas kaaya-aya po yung ating proceedings. Yun lang po, Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
Noted and entered into the record. Chair would like to give Senator Bam, bibigyan ko ng konting pag-asa sa Senator Bam. Usually, ang mga paglilitis tulad nito, parang diesel yan. Sa simula, siyempre dahil una pa lamang, nagkakasanayan, nagkakaestimahan, pero bibilis at bibilis ito sa pagdaloy din ng ilang araw lang ng trial natin. And you will be able to see that the next couple of days. Chair declares a 15-minute recess. We all come back. Yes, counsel for the prosecutor.
Before the declaration of recess, I suppose that the reason is for the presentation of the next witness for
Yes.
the prosecution. We manifest, Your Honor, that John Mark Calilong will be our witness for this afternoon. We'll be presenting the next witness during...
Okay guys, so ika-clarify ko lang, no, hindi po tayo tumututol, hindi tayo kumukontra doon sa video na inanalyze, dinownload ni John Mark Calilong. Ang kinu-question natin dito is gaano nga ba ka-reliable yung video na yon? Pwede ba nating pagtiwalaan yung video na yon? Kasi napanood naman po natin, no? Tinanong na po ng mga ibang judge, no? Si John Mark Calilong. At nabanggit na rin po yung mga kayang gawin ng artificial intelligence, no? Kaya na po nilang i-modify, i-edit, kahit ano po sa video, kayang-kaya. Okay? The main reason, kaya sinasabi ko po na kailangan na malaman yung original na video, kailangang ma-authenticate yung video na kanyang dinownload at inimbestigahan mula sa original uploader, mula doon sa mga audience kung saan ay nagsalita po si VP Sara, mula po sa Facebook mismo kasi pwede po nilang tingnan yung original live streamer doon sa video na yon. Okay, so tatlo po yung possible na pwedeng gawin to authenticate the video, to authenticate the originality of the video. Tatlo, no, yung nakikita natin. Tatlo yung naiisip natin na pwedeng mag-authenticate ng video. Uulitin ko. Una, si Harry Roque. sapagkat siya po yung nag-live stream. Pangalawa, there are people na nandoon po sa venue kung saan ay nagkaroon ng press conference si VP Sara Duterte. May mga tao po doon. So, dapat ay kinausap po niya kahit sino po doon. Example po, si Princess Maui. No? Isa po yun. And then pangatlo, pwede pong sa Facebook mismo manggaling yung authentication. Sapagkat makikita po, matetrace po ng Facebook yung original live streamer ng video. So, maliwanag po na yung video na inanalyze ni John Mark Calilong ay nagpasalin-salin na sa mga iba't ibang mga Facebook pages. Nagpasalin-salin na at ibinahagi na ng iba't ibang mga Facebook owner or creator. So, hindi na natin alam kung ilang beses nga bang nailipat, na i-upload, na i-share yung video na yon. And therefore, vulnerable na iyon sa mga edits. Vulnerable na po yun sa mga pagbabago. Vulnerable na po yun sa mga modification and alteration. Lalo pat hindi po ito simpleng kaso lamang. So syempre, malaki po yung posibilidad na inedit na ito ng mga dilawan and mga pinklawan para palabasin na may grave threats ngang iniwan itong si VP Sara Duterte. Malaki po yung posibilidad na minodify na ito ng mga dilawan and pinklawan upang palabasin na yes, there is really a betrayal of public trust. There is really a culpable violation of the Constitution. There is really grave threats in this. 'Di ba? Pwede na pong baguhin ng AI yung video na 'yon. Lalo pat nagpakalat-kalat na ito sa iba't ibang mga platform. So, inamin din po ni John Mark Calilong na kinompare niya yung kanyang in-upload na video from the original. So, manually po niyang chinek yung video. And sinabi po ni Senator Ping Lacson, hindi sapat yung manual review para ma-authenticate, para masabi na original yung video na yun. Okay? Ang napansin pa po dito, mga kaibigan, is that pagdating po dun sa pag-authenticate, no, ng mga dokumento na yan, mga video na yan, meron pong binanggit na software si Senator Judge Ping Lacson. But then, sa dinami-dami ng tools ng NBI, devices ng NBI, software ng NBI, bakit ang ginamit ni John Mark Calilong ay OBS Studio? Ibig bang sabihin nito hindi siya expert pagdating sa paggamit ng mga software? Ibig sabihin ba nito hindi niya alam kung paano i-execute, kung paano i-operate yung mga video tool to analyze? Yung mga binanggit po ni Ping Lacson, yung AMPED, 'di ba? Hindi ba niya alam gamitin? Bakit OBS yung kanyang ginamit? OBS is an open source software. So, bakit? 'Di ba? Bakit? Bakit free software yung kanyang ginamit? Dalawa lang yan. Hindi talaga siya expert sa paggamit ng tools. Pangalawa, hindi rin siya expert investigator. Bakit? Kasi bilang expert investigator, alam mo, naku-questionin yung iyong ginawang pag-imbestiga. Bilang eksperto, sanay ka na sa pag-attend sa mga court hearings. Sabi mo nga, umattend ka for 30 times and yet hindi mo pa rin nakukuha yung logic why there is the need to get the original copy of the documents of the video na pinag-aaralan mo, na ini-evaluate mo, na ina-assess mo. For 30 cases, nag-appear ka sa korte, and yet, this one is hindi mo naisip na baka questionin ka kung gagamit ka ng OBS Studio. Pangalawa, ang sabi mo, meron kang 2 weeks training. Bilang ako po, nagtrabaho sa private companies. Nagtrabaho rin po ako sa government agency of the Philippines. May mga vendor po ng mga services. So halimbawa, when I was in a private commercial bank, one of the biggest commercial bank, we developed a robot. Okay? Tinuruan namin kung paano magsalita, kung paano umintindi, at kung ano ang isasagot ng robot sa mga nagtatanong. And therefore, we contracted a third-party vendor. Itong third-party vendor na ito, meron silang software. Meron silang tools kung saan ito yung gagamitin namin para yung robot ay maturuan namin ng kanyang mga skills na kailangan. Therefore, tinausap namin itong third-party vendor na to, ano ba yung ine-expect namin kung bibilhin namin yung inyong software. So, in return, merong training na isinagawa. Merong training kung paano gamitin yung software, kung paano gamitin yung tools na binili namin. Pero, yung point natin dito kay Kalilong, yung training na yun is kung paano gamitin yung tools. Maliwanag po yun. Kasi vendor po ang MaxScore. Because MaxScore is a vendor, siyempre ang ituturo lang nila kung paano gamitin yung tools. Hindi po nila ituturo kung paano nga ba maging expert pagdating po sa forensic analysis. Hindi po nila itinuturo yun. Okay? Baka nga mas magaling pa nga si Gus Abelgas doon sa kanyang segment sa 1TV. Basta sa TV5 yata yon, sa one channel, forensic. Panoorin nyo yon, si Gus Abelgas. So yun guys, no, yung pinakang pinupunto natin dito, hindi natin sinasabi na peke yung dokumento na yon, yung video na yon. We are not saying that. We are not claiming that it was fake. What we are is about the credibility, reliability, authenticity of the video. Baka kasi, ulitin ko, na-altered na, na-modify na, na-edit na ng AI. So, if you remember guys, yung isang company na nag-develop ng auto-response, auto-comment, no? Siya po si Fiona. Yung Facebook page, ang pangalan ay Fiona. Si Fiona ay isang AI-powered software o tools na kapag nakakakita siya ng Facebook post na negative sa mga dilawan, negative sa kanila, sa mga administrasyon, no? Sa tingin nila, negative, makasisira, magko-komento itong bot, itong AI na to, magre-reply, magko-comment. At ang kanyang gagawin, babaligtarin yung sitwasyon. Sisiraan ang mga Duterte at si Duterte. O, anong software yun? Balikan nyo na lang guys. Alright? So, napakahalaga na makita natin ang original na video. Because the video na kanyang kinaptured is vulnerable for any modification and edit. Ngayon sa mga dilawan, sa mga pinklawan na pikon na sa investigasyon natin na ito, sa analysis na ito, focus on the topics. Focus on the issue. create a strong rebuttal of this analysis. Create and think a strong rebuttal. Huwag kayong mangalkal ng Facebook, ng may Facebook, because nahahalata kayo lalo, napikon na. Alright? So, yun lang. Kayo na po yung bahalang humusga.